Yes, Jenna.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Good afternoon. I have a question about something that penetrated my heart this morning. I've been thinking a lot about the passage where you honor your father and your mother. And something happened at work that made me think, because I try to know all of the kids that I work with, their story. And it seems to me, and I want to see if I'm on the right track, it kind of occurred to me today that the kids who do not have good relationships with their mom and their dad, and they don't honor their mom and their dad because they just don't think they have to, that they're also the same children who bulk against authority, that they don't have any respect for authority figures. And I thought about when I was walking through the house, I was thinking, how is this biblical? You know, am I thinking the wrong way? So I figured I'd ask you. And the passage where it says that God will bring the hearts of the fathers to the children and the children to the fathers, I thought, well, that's got to do with kids. But I thought about, as I was thinking about that, I thought how, as God moved John and I here, and how God used Tennessee and then consequently Jacob's tent to heal my heart, I realized that it is in the facet of relationship, the facet of family, because you and Beth have become our family, and how that's healed our hearts. And I thought how these kids aren't honoring their mom and their dad, how that would tear apart the family. And I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it feels to me like God is all about family, and with this fellowship, I think that's what we all are looking for, is because you have very specifically stated that you want to keep it about family and about relationship. And I truly treasure that. I think that brings healing not to just us, but to everyone. And I think that is the draw to the Father and to Jacob's tent. But am I right? Like, is it like the lack of honoring your father and your mother? Is that the whole uprising? Like these children nowadays, they don't honor their mom and their father, but now they want to get rid of policemen. They like any kind of authority. Am I right, or am I just off?
Well, I think they're connected, yeah. It's not necessarily that it's across the board the same, situation. I mean, look at Cain and Abel, or look at Adam for that matter. He had the perfect father, but he still decided to rebel. So it's not it's not that it's exclusively that because they have no respect for mom and dad that they rebel against other authority. But I do believe that, well, I believe that rebellion is conceived at home. I guess I'll put it that way, and you can have two basic scenarios. You can have a family, parents do everything they're supposed to do, train them right, guide them right, give them a good example, and they can still go off and do what they want to do, okay? And then, but there are sometimes parents create an environment that does kind of foster rebellion, which they have no respect for the parents, and then they go out and they rebel against everything else. As far as, well, I guess it's going to be hard for them to have respect for, civil authority if they don't have any respect for parental authority, okay? So what caused that? Who knows? Be a number of things. But because family is so important, if families were stronger, as they need to be, I do think that it would reduce the amount of rebellion that we see evident in the street. It wouldn't necessarily eliminate it, but it would certainly help with the problem. The reason our schools are war zones is because there are no boundaries. And the government, in their almighty wisdom, stepped in and said, well, we'll just take prayer out of school, and they removed that restraining factor, and now everything's gone crazy. So when there are no boundaries, there are no rules, whether that's in a school, whether that's in a home, or whether that's in the streets, you're going to have rebellion. You're going to have anarchy. You're going to have lawlessness. So everything we can do as families to counter that, to establish firm boundaries, to, I'll use that word, demand respect. You may not like the rule, but you're living here. You're going to have to live by the rule. I think that is very important for us to do. So as a congregation, the reason we want to keep it a family is because, the very first thing that the Creator does is He establishes, a man and a woman. They come together, they produce offspring, they produce a family, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So, and maybe I don't make any sense now. I feel like I'm rambling around, but the point I'm trying to get across is that family is very important, and that's why the adversary wants to do everything he can to destroy it. Whether it's my family, your family, that family, this family, he wants to do everything he can do to undermine it and destroy it, because a good, solid family is a restraining factor when it comes to all the lawlessness of this world. Okay, did that make any sense? Okay. So in that, let me say this, that this comment that you made as far as the family aspect of things being an attraction. I am convinced that most people that want to be part of this congregation, it's not because of the teaching, it's not because of the music, it's not because of any specific element, other than, I think more than anything else, people want to be part of a family. They want to be part of a community. They want to be part of a people who they know they have my back, and they're going to help me when I need help. They're going to encourage me when I need to be encouraged. So, and that's why we want it to be a family kind of feel and atmosphere, because that's what's needed. All right? We don't want another church. All right?